These are the shoe, jewelry, and bag trends that I would be thrifting or buying before everybody else does. Grab a snack because this video is gonna be long. I have quite a bit to show you.
Subscribe channel, subscribe your channel.
We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
I want to start with shoes first because it is my shortest category by far. And this is an oldie but a goodie, Minnetonkas. Who remembers these? I have always loved the shoe, A, because it's high quality, it's suede, and I love Fringe. Several years ago, I would say probably 4 to 5 years ago, I thrifted these. Now, I don't wear these as often because I do need to get the insole replaced, but I recently came across these, which I do love for reasons that this one would not fit. I feel like I style a lot of baggy low-rise jeans or joggers or sweatpants, and I feel like this particular silhouette and style is perfect for me to kind of just like tuck my pants into and give that little extra oomph with the fringe and the medallions around the top. These are so easy to find on Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and they're not an arm and a leg either. They can be found in such amazing fun colors. They have slide versions of these. They have the calf and the below the knee version. This would be the taller right below the knee version. The calf version comes, I want to say, to like about right here, but there are so many different versions of this that you can find online. They're so easy and they're very much not something I think people are looking for right now. So if you hop online and do a little search, I feel like you can find these for a really, really great deal before the price surges. I've always been into a Gladiator sandal, like always. And when it comes to the summer, I really want my shoes to give something because I already can't build a lot of layers like I would be able to in the fall and winter season. So shoes like this is the Valentino rock stud lace up sandal. Now I know that this is a lot more expensive than a lot of people are willing to pay, but I actually got these on the pre-loved market. I wanted these so bad, and the second I saw them on the pre-loved market, I bought them immediately. I would love to get other variations of a sandal just like this, whether they be tall or even just some that are a little bit shorter. But I do find I tend to go for wraparound shoes, whether it be a heel or a sandal, because again, I style a lot of baggy jeans and low-rise denim and things like that, and I love to take the straps and wrap it around the bottom of my pants to create another silhouette or area of interest for your eyes to be drawn to. So I love a classic wraparound Gladiator sandal. I do feel like because these are very much giving 2012, 2016, like you can find wraparound Gladiator sandals so easily online. And I would even look up the brand Free People, because Free People back in the day used to make some amazing suede and leather versions of the Gladiator sandals. So you're welcome. Last but not least, I do feel like 2012 to 2016 is definitely becoming an era that we are revisiting, and I love these. These are actually Versace. You see that chunky heel? It's just so interesting. These are definitely not a new style heel, but I love a chunky platform heel like this, especially for the summer, because I feel like this with shorts is so sexy. This with like a little flowy short mini dress, so sexy. These with jeans, like especially baggy denim, so sexy. I just love the versatility in a heel like this. And for me, these types of heels are so comfortable. So if you can find a platform online, I would do, again, Poshmark, Depop, eBay, pre-loved, the RealReal. Just find yourself a really good platform heeled sandal for the summer. Even a wedge. I have my eyes out for some wedges. There are a few wedge styles I'm really into right now. I just have to find the right one that I feel like is going to be comfortable for me. But I love a wedge. There's only one other one that... Is there one other one? No, there's two other ones. Oh my gosh. There's two other ones, and let's talk about it. This is my knee-high Puma Speedcat. I will ride and die for this shoe silhouette, okay? I love the Speedcats. I love the Puma Speedcats so much. I have a low version in zebra. I have these. I'm very much considering the leopard ones, but I just saw today in my email, they launched a wedge version of the lower Puma Speedcat. I need it. I absolutely need it. I do have the Isabel Marant wedge sneakers, which I absolutely love. I have a pair of Adidas wedge sneakers. I'll show you. These are my Adidas wedge sneakers. I actually thrifted these, okay? I got these in the thrift store. I paid maybe 20 bucks for them and they were like brand new. You see them. I've only worn them a couple times. Pretty much brand new. I love a wedge sneaker. I think it's so practical, but if you style it right, it just adds a certain something to your outfit. Now, I do believe there are certain ones that can really make your outfit look cheap, so you gotta be careful. But if you get a really good one, which is why I love the Puma, because these are suede. They're made out of real good material, and I want to say the wedge ones are 110 or 120, which I think is so reasonable for a really good leather shoe. I will be getting the Puma Speedcats in the wedge. I will. I think I'm gonna go for like the black and maybe a green or something like that. I think they have green. I know for sure they have black, but this style and the wedge style version of these, 100%, I think it's gonna be the shoe of the spring, summer, and fall. Mark my words. I'm sorry. Wedges are not going anywhere. I think the wedge heels are gonna start to gain a lot more momentum, and the wedge sneakers, because they already are gaining momentum. But those are my shoe trends that I feel like deep down in my core, in my spirit, those are going to be the ones that kind of gain momentum, and those are the ones that I personally, that's what I'm gonna be wearing. So I'm just sharing it with you ahead of time. Next, I want to get into bags. I have pulled out so many of my bags from my collection. I don't know that I'm going to get to show all of them to you, but I did want them available in case one popped in my mind and I needed to reach for it. I want to start first with these like little trinket bags that I've been seeing everywhere. The French word for it is minaudière, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how you say it, minaudière. I think that's how you say it. And they kind of look like this. They have different versions that look like an apple or like a little swan. Think Judith Lieber crystal encrusted bags. Things like this I feel like very much fit that category. And I thrifted both of these. Now, there was a point in time a year or two ago, you could find these all over TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross. And so you might be able to still find them if you look, but I loved this one because it was very much a gunmetal situation. I wonder if I could polish this. It actually is missing a stone now that I'm noticing right here, but it's not a huge deal because like it's meant to look a little old. And then this one is really, really cool. I took the strap off of here, but there is a strap that goes on here that you could wear it crossbody or you could wear like a clutch. I love to wear this one like a clutch. I think, do I have a chain around here? I have a chain. Okay, just kidding. I don't know where the chain is, but I do have a chain that I could use to wear this crossbody. And then I have this one that I got from my uncle's shop, which still very much gives the same vibe. I love styling things like this with super casual outfits. I feel like it just adds such something unique. It's like, again, eye candy, you know? Your eye kind of travels over all of the different elements of the outfit and it registers interesting because this isn't something you would typically pair with casual outfits. This is seen as like evening wear, formal wear type bags. So I love these minaudières bags. I would definitely search for them in the thrift store. Another style of bag which I absolutely love, and I'm gonna show you two versions, and I really feel like I have not seen a lot about these types of bags, but I feel it in my gut right here because Bohemian and hippie and just very much fringe and all of that is happening and having a moment, and I feel like these bags just go right in with that trend. And it is these types of bags. This one I found at a thrift store out here more recently, and I love this because this is how you close it with the drawstring right here, but it also has this little drawstring at the top so that you can make it shorter if you want. I love these kinds of bags. I think that they're so fun. I eventually think I would love to maybe stud out the whole entire front portion of this bag with gold studs. If you come across little bags like this, definitely grab them. I would say another example of some bags like those would be these. I've had these forever and they do have long straps with them, or you can tuck them in, pull this, and boom, you have a cute little bag. I think this is the cutest thing. This is such a good bag if you're like trying to go out and you don't want to take a lot. This bag is the same. It has a long strap inside, but you could also pull the drawstring and have a cute little bucket bag. So many cool patchwork squares in it. Same with this one. And I believe I got these in the same store, thrifting at the same time. But I feel like these kinds of bags would go so cool with like my Indian scarves if I want to wear them on a particular day, or the dresses, or the skirts, and just different things like that. But I just find these things to be very, very interesting. They're going to start making more interesting bags again. I feel like bags recently have gotten so, I don't know, like I love the shapes and the silhouettes, but we're gonna get into one category that goes against what I'm about to say. But I just feel like for the most part, they've been in a lot of like basic neutral colors and safe colors, and they don't really make fun, vibrant, poppy bags like they used to. So I'm really happy to see that bags are starting to get interesting again, which brings me to my next category. This is one that I bought retail, but you guys have seen I've been carrying this bag so much, and this is my zebra bag. This one I think I got from, I got it from ASOS, and I had to put myself on a wait list. Similarly, I got this one from Home Goods, and I could tell it was like a men's toiletry case, but I would definitely take this and carry it like a clutch. It's so fun. I love the bright orange and the bright green, which brings me to the next category of exotics. I've been noticing a lot of animal print, animal skins, calf hair, fur. Like I've been noticing the bags in that way first are starting to become more of a thing. If you're keeping up with fashion, you probably are starting to notice it and you feel like it's really trending. But I think for general public that does not keep up with runway shows and fashion and magazines and stuff like that, it still hasn't quite hit the super mainstream yet. And so for that reason, I think that you could definitely find them online still for really good prices, and maybe even on the pre-loved market. And honestly, if they don't assess the situation right, I could very well see these phasing out quicker than they have a chance to really gain momentum. But it doesn't mean that they're not super cool. So if you love this style of bag, you should definitely be looking for it. Another one that I got recently, which I'm actually going to switch my stuff into because I want to start wearing it, is this one. This is the fawn print, and I don't know if this one is available online either. I will link both of them if you want to put yourself on notifications, but both of these I got from ASOS, and I love this. I feel like for me, this is going to be like a forever bag for me. I'll never get over it. It probably will start balding at some point, but I just love this style of bag. And this particular silhouette of bag is really having a moment right now, and you can find so many cool vintage versions of this. I don't really think that people are looking online on the pre-loved market as much because there's brands like Coach and other stories and ASOS and all of those places putting out bags like this, in Zara. So I don't really think people are registering that some of the coolest versions of these bags are actually vintage. Getting further into exotics, this is a python clutch. I thrifted recently. Again, has that little crossbody strap that you can either crossbody it on you or not. And I love this bag. I think this is a great going out bag. I think this is a great summer bag. And the fact that it's python and the quality that it is, this kind of goes along with the embossed croc trend, except this is, like I said, python, but it is shiny like an embossed animal print or animal skin. I love this. I feel like these are fairly easy to thrift online, especially. All you have to do is type in like python vintage bag or python coin purse, python clutch, things like that, and you should be able to find something cool like this. This is very much giving Bottega or dumpling pouch. So this is something that I don't think, again, people really understand, that you can find cool versions of this online. Honorable mention for like dumpling style bags. This is one that I got for Christmas, and it's by Coach. You can see it right here. I haven't even had a chance to use it. This one actually has a crossbody, like a long crossbody, and a chain crossbody, which I coincidentally can use this chain crossbody for this bag right here if I wanted to. But it's beautiful. I'll link this one down below because I do believe it's still available and on sale. I only saw it in 2 colors in the store, this color and black, but if you're interested, I will definitely link this. It's under $200, I believe. And then for just interesting, cool shaped bags, I really had to bring this one in as an honorable mention. Who remembers when I thrifted this? It's actually a wine carrier. So you can bring your wine fashionably, but I got this because I thought this could be such a cool bag, just putting your things on either side, and it has these wooden handles. Like, come on, this is so cute. So never ever restrict yourself to how something is supposed to be used. Sometimes you can find things that maybe that's not what it's supposed to be used for, but it could work for something else. And this is definitely one of those things, this wine carrier, and it's real leather. I think this is the most amazing thing and would make such a cool bag. Still into exotics, we have this, what is this? This is like snakeskin. It is real leather, but I feel like this is embossed. So like a leather embossed snake print with a type of sheen to give it that effect. Real leather on the inside. I thrifted this bag for $7, and I think these kinds of bags are going to definitely be a great summer bag because it's pretty much a catch-all. I like the way this one you can kind of put in the sides and give it that look, or you can pull the sides out and it's more tote. It does have a little tie at the top so that you can close the bag right here, which I think is really cute. But I can see myself totally styling this up in the summer as like a quick grab and go bag. Another one, last but not least, is Coach did their whole Kiss Lock release of bags, and this is a bag I thrifted maybe 7 years ago, and it is calf hair. See right here, has the fur and the texture. It's 100% leather on the inside. It's such a high quality bag. Oh my goodness, it even has a leather tassel right here. When I saw this, it was like an immediate yes, and I love this bag. There is no bag out there like this, and this is the beauty of thrifting. Just knowing what you like and what you're looking for, because this bag now, almost 5-6 years later, they're just now starting to come out with versions of this bag, and I have this really cool one that I've had for years upon years, and I absolutely love it. This is a type of eel skin and python. I, again, thrifted this. It is a bucket bag, and I love this shape of bag, which I'm starting to see is having a bit of a resurgence, and I have quite a few of these. This one, and then this is also another version. This is vintage as well, and it is leather. Look at that cream in the studding. This is so cool. It has a bottom like that, so it does kind of sit like a bucket bag that kind of goes in when you have it, but it's crossbody as well. And I just love these types of bags. These are very vintage. Again, like I said, you can find these online, fairly affordable, good prices. They'll typically be python, eel skin, leather. You can find them and they'll be really, really, really good prices. So keep your eye out for that. Believe it or not, this is also another really cool python bag. This is Giorgio Armani, got it on the pre-loved market, and I tied this little fringe bandana that I had around the side of it just to make it fun for summer. And I will definitely be wearing and styling this up a lot in the upcoming season. This is one of my favorite styles of bags to have for the summer, which brings me to the bucket bag category. This is giving Kathy Van Zeeland, even though it's not, but this is from, I want to say, the Leather Store or Leather Rock. Look at this bag. It's 100% leather, studded out, such good quality, but it's that really nice bucket bag, slouchy hobo style shape that has recently started trending so hard. This one in particular has a drawstring so you can close it, and it has a snap on the inside too. I love this bag. When I first thrifted it, I wore it so much. Another version of this bag was this one, which I got from TJ Maxx, I believe, or Marshall's. I loved the weaving on it. And this is leather and suede. Beautiful. I have not had a chance to wear this nearly as much as I would like, but I did go ahead and pull this out of my chest because I wanted to remember that I had it so I could style it up. But these bucket style bags are really having a moment. Last but not least is this Furla bag, which I did also thrift, and I added this silver chain on the front of it. But it is such a cool shape. I wonder if you can see, like, can you see what that's giving? I love this color so much, and I forgot I had this bag. I had to pull it out, and it's definitely time for me to start wearing this and styling this up. But adding the chain, I feel like, was such a good move. It's real patent leather, and I want to say I got this for, gosh, it was definitely less than $10, I want to say. Super cute, and the shape is just so unique. Last but not least is another really high quality bag that I thrifted by the brand Lago, I think is how you say it. And I love this coral color. It had these gold studs all over it. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm showing you all the bags and the lighting is terrible. But I love this. You can actually see the color a little bit better. A really good spring summer bag. So I had to pull this out because, again, this style of bag is really having a moment. I want to talk like farmers markets, totes, and just like totes in general. This is what I would consider a shop tote or farmers market style tote. I thrifted this. The straps are real leather, which I think are really cool. And then the bag itself is this type of burlap, but the shape of it is so interesting. I think if I tied a scarf around the handles and wore it like a bag, it would be amazing and a good carry-all, especially if I wanted to carry quite a few things. I was doing a beach day, or I'm going to the park and I'm going to be outside for a while and I'm just going to sit. This is a great bag for that. Another really good bag that I love are my actual traditional totes. This one was one I got on the pre-loved market. It's denim, and it is the Fendi Zuka print, but in denim. Like, the funny thing about this bag is I got it on the RealReal and they had it turned inside out in the photos, but I peeped this top portion right here and I was like, I know that that is a denim Fendi bag. This is how they had it marketed on the website. And it was just sitting there at such a low price that I was like, I know that bag. So I went ahead and ordered it. And when I got it and I flipped it right side out, I was so pleased. And this is another really cool bag that I love to wear in the summer. It's just such a good summer bag. I'm so sorry about the lighting, you guys. It is going in and out of being sunny and gloomy outside. So if you see the lighting changing throughout the video, it is what it is, y'all, you know? Now, this is a lesser mentioned category. I actually have not seen this at all, so you heard it here first. But I'm really into a backpack. I love a backpack. I have a couple backpacks here to show you. This is one that I thrifted recently. It's a London Fog chocolate brown leather backpack that has 3 pockets on the front. The most gorgeous high quality leather. Like, I can't even. I love a backpack moment, especially because in the summer I like to go around and do a lot and I just want to be hands-free. So a backpack is perfect. This is another summer backpack that I also thrifted. This is by the brand Coach. You can see the little Coach tag right there and right here. And it's this really thick, high quality leather but suede like material. Honestly, it gives leather and suede, but almost kind of like, I hate to say it, but like elephant skin is kind of what it gives. And I absolutely love this backpack. I thrifted this for maybe $12.99. It was actually insane. Beautiful backpack. I love a backpack. Now, I understand backpacks are not always the easiest to find, like good quality ones in the thrift store. However, if you want a retail version you can buy that's a really good price and such amazing prints, designs, and just very unique, I highly recommend Amy Kestenberg. I have, how many of these? Like 5 or 6 of these backpacks. And here is one of them in one of my favorite prints. This one right here. Look at how amazing that is coloring. And it does actually zip down the front. Like, that's how it opens. The cool thing I love about it is not only the super thick hardware and the tassel, but this right here, for safety reasons, there's a snap that snaps across the back so that you can't just tug the zipper down. It also has a pocket in the back right here, and this is considered the mini one. I have the bigger version as well, which you guys would have seen me style this one so many times. This is the bigger one. I'm gonna go ahead and snap it around the back. but I love this one so much. I wore this one out when I first got it. Same thing with the zipper. And then this is a really cool, fun one, I feel like, for the summer. It's made from the raffia. It's real leather, but then it has like this straw raffia situation going on the front. Now, I just wish she would come out with these in like a thick gold hardware. I think there's a few, but I think a majority of them are silver hardware, and I am a gold hardware girl. But you know what? For these bags, I'll make an exception. I caught a bunch of these on sale. I'll link her down below. She is the most... She's, first of all, a beautiful human being. I love Amy Kestenberg, but also she makes such amazing high quality bags that are very much rivaling Coach. Like, if you love a Coach bag, but you don't want to have a bag that everybody else is going to have, go Amy Kestenberg. I also have this in a bright tie-dye pink, a very nice purple. I have a lot of colors, okay? I have a lot of colors. That is like my bag trend forecasting situation. I really do think backpacks are underrated, and I see them coming back in the next year or so, maybe a year or two. But right now, while people are not trying to check for a backpack, I really think that you should go online, the pre-loved market for designer, Poshmark, Depop, or even just shop regular retail, Amy Kestenberg, and see what kind of backpacks you can find, because a backpack is such like a cool bag to have in the summer, especially just to be hands-free but still be cute and add a sporty, unique edge to your outfit. It is chaos back here. Do you see the chaos back here? Last mention is for the whimsical bag category, and it is my book clutch. This is a Wizard of Oz book clutch. I did thrift this. Has a chain right here that can go in the bag, but I just feel like this is such a cute... I keep this in my dressing room in my closet for decor, but I fully intend to try to find a way to wear this summer. I just think it's so cute. It has the blue and the green, and it's just giving, while everybody is into the whole studious collegiate trend, this is definitely giving, you know? So if you can find they do have book clutches that you can find online that have different stories and different, you know, books and things like that. But I just think this is so amazing. I love it. I think it's the cutest thing. Let's do sunglasses because I only have 4. I am so sorry, guys, that these are all designer glasses. However, pay attention to the shape, not the designer, because I don't have a ton of sunglasses. I probably only have, well, I don't know if it's a ton to you, but I probably only have like 10 or 12 sunglasses, and out of the 10 or 12, 8 of them are designer, because I'm not a big like buy sunglasses all the time kind of girl. So when I buy sunglasses, I typically buy really good high quality ones. My pair that I love to wear the most in the summer are these. And this is such a good shape for my face. I love a big round sunglass because I have a big head and a big face. So I feel like these kind of glasses just really suit me. These are by Celine, and I love them because they are red, if you can see. Like, I love a red sunglass. I think these are so cute, and every time I wear these I get compliments. I like the gradient from like super dark to light right here, and I find these to be so cute with especially certain outfits. It just like really does something for the vibe. Another sunglass that I love to wear that is, again, a huge sunglass, and I feel like these are having a comeback moment as well, and these are my Gucci sunglasses. Like, these are, ain't nobody seeing me. These are so dark and so big that I just love wearing these when I want to people watch, and I don't want anybody to know that I'm people watching, you know? I love these. These are so cute, and I definitely will be wearing these a lot in the summer. These are really good summer sunglasses because they're really dark, so they do help protect your eyes against the sun a lot. But I just really love that big, chunky frame. Like, it looks like Shield sunglasses. And as I understand, people are really starting to want to get a big sunglasses again. For a while there, it was all about the small ones, which is my next one, my Celine's. These are my recent pickup. And I know that everybody is moving towards sunglasses that are really big, but I still love a small little late 80s, early 90s frame, and these are amazing to me. I've been wanting these forever, and so when I saw them on sale, I had to snatch them up. But I think they're so cute. I definitely, again, will be wearing these all spring, summer. And the thing I really love about this one is it doubles as a bag. okay? This is a crossbody bag for me. Last but not least is a cat eye. I love a cat eye sunglass, and these are by Fendi. I do love that they have the Zuka print, but I just love this shape. I love a big round chunky glasses on my face. I love a cat eye, and I love the little small ones. I had one of my eye doctors tell me once that I had a heart-shaped face, which was a face that was really good for a lot of different types of sunglasses. So he was saying that I was able, with my face shape, to wear a lot more styles than most people, and I love that for me. Maybe that's why the shapes are so different, but I just love the way that they all look. Even though there are sunglasses trends, I do feel like that's one of those things that when one that you love that goes with your face shape falls out of trend, you should definitely snatch them all up, because for me, I think that glasses shapes on your faces are deeply like personal. And although there are trends, there's just certain things that just work for your face. Like, your face is not changing. The trends may change, your weight may fluctuate, but your face is not changing. So go for the shape that's gonna work for you. These are the ones that work for me. Jewelry time! We're gonna start with one belt. So if you guys know, I have this belt, which is my favorite belt that I wear all the time. However, recently I got this belt buckle, and I did not like the leather strap. I don't have it with me, the leather strap that it came on, and I told you I have a belt that it can go on, and this particular belt luckily is the kind that snaps. So this is my first tip for you in thrifting things and buying things before everybody get hip to the versatility or how well it works. Belt buckles. If you find yourself a really good base, you can always swap out the belt buckle. So I knew that I would be swapping this one out as soon as I got home for this one. Now this belt is still a little bit big for me. I really do need to repurchase it in a smaller size. You know, it is what it is. I wish that at the time that I bought it, I had thought ahead a little bit better, but I still feel like it's really cool. Like, it can fit low rise on my hips and things like that, but I am going to have to bite the bullet and either rebuy it or I can get a hole puncher and punch another hole. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create another hole. I recently did a little DIY video where I showed you guys me making myself a pair of wood hoop earrings. Well, I did go and find myself bigger hoops, so I was able to make the ones that I actually wanted to make, and they are these. I had a lot of comments asking me if they were heavy, telling me that they're scared they're gonna be too heavy for their ears. For me personally, I don't feel like they're that heavy. I've always been able to wear really big earrings though, so you might want to take what I say with a grain of salt and just do what you feel like is gonna work for you, but I love this so much. I also took the smaller ones and made these earrings right here. So it's basically just a play on this. Like, I could totally do this together and put these in my second hole, which, you know, we'll likely do at some point styling. But I also like this one too. I think this one's really cool depending on what I'm wearing, and I think both work. If you guys want to see that video, it's like thrift flip DIY type video where I show you guys, but it's super easy. You just get the beads, get the right earring. I think I even have a YouTube shorts on it, and you could just literally do whatever design you want. I'm definitely going to be getting more hoops and making more earrings because I have a lot of colorful jewelry that I really want specific earrings to go with. I'm going to try to speed through this next part as quickly as possible. If you saw my last video, the Carolyn Bassett Kennedy trend and why I don't think it's for girls like me, then you got a little bit of a sneak peek on what I'm going to be showing you. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's not what you think. There were some people that were very hot about that video. I had to delete some comments. I'm like, girl, this is not a criticism. Just watch the video and listen to understand, not to respond. I really love chunky jewelry. I have been thrifting so much chunky statement jewelry. It's like not even funny. That is why I have on this tube top, because I kind of want to go over with you my thought process and what I feel like is really about to start trending, and a lot of people are not paying attention to it or realizing it. I know that a lot of people love a dainty especially with the Carol Lipinset Kennedy thing, like it's like the quiet luxury thing, just having a little takeoff under a new name. But I do feel like the chunky statement jewelry is really going to hit, especially for summer. I think that's the coolest thing to wear if you live somewhere where it gets hot for spring and it's hot in summer, because you can always accessorize. So this is one of those pieces that I thrifted recently. All this jewelry is thrifted except for a couple things that I'm going to show you bracelet wise, but I have been thrifting like a mad woman jewelry. And so I'm going to show you kind of like what my thought process was. I love to wear tube tops and things like this in the summer. In my mind, I'm like, I want to get jewelry that I know I can stack and layer and create interesting silhouettes. There you can kind of see. Hold on, let me get closer. So you can kind of see, I love to mix and match. This is another necklace I thrifted, and I feel like this, oh, this goes perfect with the style of necklace. Look at that. Let me just put it on a longer one. This is something I pay attention to when I'm thrifting jewelry, is I'm looking at how the layers are going to work. Okay, don't mind my tube top. I've adjusted it just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. But look at this. This is one necklace, this is two necklaces. I would definitely wear this in the summer. I think it's such a cool way to style and layer these two pieces. Another way that I like to style this necklace is with this one right here. I love to have a short necklace and a longer statement necklace. And I'll show you how this one looks. Don't mind my tube top. I'm really trying to make this so you guys can see. But look at how cool this is. This is such a statement together. I love stacking necklaces like this. I also really love this as a potential layering stack because these are marble, and you can kind of see, even though this has a little bit of silver right here, I like to mix metals, so I think stuff like this is really cool. This is one of my favorite chunky necklaces, and I actually have earrings to match this right here if I wanted to. I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then this is also a really cool bracelet to kind of go with the vibe if I wanted to give that. Which brings me to this other necklace that I told you guys I had matching earrings for. This necklace right here, if you notice, the earrings are very much the same. Now this one is brown. I thought I had brown earrings, but I don't. But what I do have are these, which I did thrift as well. And I feel like that could also potentially go. If you guys want to see, like right here, I have so much jewelry. Maybe one day we could do like a jewelry video, but I have so much jewelry in here. Another really cool piece of jewelry I got from my aunt actually, and my uncle who passed, who had the antique store, he is the one who gave it to her. She gave it to me. But you know that tassel necklaces are really having a moment right here, and I have this really cool one that kind of like wraps, which I think is so pretty. I also have a gold tassel one that you guys see me wear quite often. So many cool vintage pieces in here jewelry wise. I also have a gold version of this, which is right here, that I could wear. And then I thrifted this heart necklace, and I think that these to me could be layered to go together. Like, could you imagine in the summer? So cute. And then I also love thrifting chokers, because with this particular necklace, so cute as a choker. I can't wait to do all of the just different layering and things. This is another necklace I have made in India. Now, this is the reason why I make earrings like this. I just need to find some beads that match this in white so I can do this kind of situation. I think that that could be really cool. This is also really cool for layering. It's really a nice little two-tone silver, but just another really cool charm necklace that I thrifted a while ago, and I have a matching belt to it. I love this pearl one, and this is the matching belt that I have for it, which I think is so cute. It's a bit much. Would I wear them together? I don't know. If I wanted to give rich auntie from the 80s, maybe, but I think it's super cool that I was able to get both pieces and they go together. But I'm just saying, like, stuff like this beautiful Italian Murano glass pendant, like these kinds of things, I do feel like are going to have a moment, have a resurgence, have a comeback. Because I think right now people are very much into modest, less statement jewelry. And for me, I'm into the fun. Like, give me the fun jewelry. Here's another little idea that I would probably do. Oh yeah, look at that. Just kind of put it under. Tell me that's not super cute. Like just having fun jewelry. Bring back fun jewelry again. I'm tired of like the whole like minimal thing. Give me the fun jewelry. This is something I highly recommend. Go to a thrift store, go to antique malls, vintage shops, things like that, because these are everywhere. They're everywhere because nobody is trying to get the chunky jewelry. Another place you can go to is Hobby Lobby, which is the last pieces I'm gonna show you. I got all of these from Hobby Lobby. Do you see these? Now you're asking probably, are those what I think they are? Yes. Imagine this bracelet with my hand chain. Like, it's just so fun for summer. Gorgeous. My favorite one, which is the only one that doesn't still have the tag on it because I wore it. Now, I don't know if these are still there because I got these like several years ago, but I do feel like last time I was there, I saw variations of them. Look at this. Just imagine stacking jewelry with these bracelets. I just think it's so cute. Yeah, I just feel like go get some fun jewelry. Okay, last few pieces. I have so many jewelry pieces. This necklace that I got recently, look at that. This is so unique. Immediately when I saw it, I had to have it, but I love to layer it and stack it. You see what I mean? Like, there's just so many different ways you could stack jewelry. I also love getting not only big hoops, but interesting, colorful hoops. I think those types of earrings are super cool, which these are some textured earrings I definitely will be taking into the summer. Don't play. I do have denim hoops. I'm somebody who loves a nice like chunky stack of jewelry. It just is what it is, and I think right now it's prime time to get these things if you love them. Gosh, this video is gonna take me so long to edit because I have so many pieces. Let's not even get started on bangles and bracelets. Do you see this bracelet? Thrifted. I have 3 of these. I have to show you guys this bracelet if you've never been here before. But do you see this? This is a leather bracelet. I have 3 of these that are so cool to just like stack, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to style these up. I found them for, gosh, they were like maybe $7.99 each, and I have 3 of them. Originally, these bracelets are like $200 bracelets each. There are just so many different things that if you just hone into what it is that you love and you thrift outside of the trends and you buy outside of the trends, you just have so much more available to you. Look in those obscure, unique places. Don't look at the same places that everybody else is looking. And I promise you, you're gonna find some of the most amazing pieces. Let me know your favorite piece in the comments, or your favorite thing that I showed you, or your favorite trend that is not really a known trend yet. And tell me down in the comments if I should do a jewelry tour, because I have so many amazing pieces that I've been collecting for years upon years. So if you guys wanna see that, let me know. But I love you guys so much. Happy thrifting, happy shopping, and make sure above everything else, you always buy what you love. Mwah.